foods
Jerky.
is exactly what we don't want to eat.
Jerkies. Make your own beef jerky. That's probably the best thing you could do. It's dry. That's how the Mongols did it. They became a great wandering empire by using jerky. And that's probably your best form of storable paleo-friendly food. Let's see what else. Dried fish also can be good. Salted fish maybe can be good. Let's see, protein powders. Protein powders are great, actually. Use whey protein powder. I'd stay away from egg protein powder. The proteins in eggs are very fragile, and when they make the powder out of eggs, they can do some nasty things to the protein. So I'd stay away from egg protein powder. Canned beans, if worse comes to worse. Canned tuna fish, if worse comes to worse. Although there are problems with tuna fish and beans, but they can be good sources of paleo-friendly foods. The most problematic foods in terms of storable foods for paleo are going to be the fats, because of how unstable fats are. That's really where you're going to run into some problems if we get into some weird kind of crisis and we have to rely on stored foods. A lot of people are going to be dealing with essential fatty acid deficiencies. I guess supplements would be good in that regard, using EFA supplements, things like the Ultimate EFAs. But protein would be best with canned proteins and with jerky proteins, dried proteins, and then fats with the essential fatty acid capsules. Nothing else would be a problem, though. It would basically just be your fats and your protein. Is that what you were thinking, Elizabeth? Did I miss anything there?
So. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, if you were going to point me in a direction, which way should I go? Because every company that I look at, they have processed grains and processed sugars.
No, jerkies. Do you know what I mean when I say jerky? Beef jerky, deer jerky, that kind of thing, where you dry the meat and you do, I don't know what they do to make jerky, but they dry it and they put salt on it, and that preserves the protein value. So that's probably the best way to get your protein. And as I say, your big problem is going to be with good fats because of how unstable they are. But if you stock up on essential fatty acid capsules, you can probably make do nutritional essential fatty acids, and then the more simple fats like coconut oil, you can use those for cooking. So get a bunch of coconut oil, get a bunch of good essential fatty acid capsules like the Ultimate EFAs, get a bunch of jerky, canned tuna fish, canned protein, and then you're going to have to deal with you're not going to have fresh vegetables, so you'll have to deal with that. And that'll be a problem too. But then you could also use frozen vegetables, I suppose, frozen peas and that kind of thing, frozen broccoli. And that way you can get around your vegetable needs. So frozen broccoli, frozen vegetables, essential fatty acid capsules, jerky and protein in the form of jerky, and then also canned tuna fish and canned beans maybe. And that ought to get you by at least a little while. Hopefully you won't run into too many problems where we will have to rely on stored food, but that should get you by. Thanks so much for your call, Elizabeth. Appreciate it. Let's see. Isaac in Michigan. What's up?
Hi, Ben. I had a question on on testosterone, because it seems like every time I turn a TV or radio on, there's a new testosterone product they're advertising. And
you don't need it.
Right.
Here's the deal with testosterone. Let me tell you about testosterone. The biggest problem with testosterone as we get older is insulin resistance. There's a relationship between the building hormone insulin and the building hormone testosterone. Both insulin and both testosterone are involved in building muscle and building mass. Over time, the body becomes resistant to insulin. That is, over time, if we're abusing our body with sugar, our body will become resistant to insulin. When the body becomes resistant to insulin, it will also become resistant to testosterone. Okay? When the body becomes resistant to insulin, it will also become resistant to testosterone. When you resensitize your body to insulin, you will also resensitize your body to testosterone. Does that make sense, how I explain that, Isaac? You want to make your body more sensitive to insulin. There's another thing you want to do here, and I'll tell you what that is in a minute. But the first step is for all low T issues, low testosterone issues, is reduce insulin resistance, make your body more sensitive to insulin. The best way to do that is to reduce your intake of insulin spiking foods. Go to more protein. By going to more protein, not only will you be reducing insulin resistance and making your body more sensitive to testosterone, but you'll also have raw materials for building muscle mass. So you get two nice benefits by using more protein. The second thing is you want to reduce your exposure to xenoestrogens, especially in foods like soy. So reducing your exposure to estrogens from foods, especially from soy, Also, there's unfortunately estrogens in tap water, and you want to stay away from tap water too. Reducing your exposure to estrogen and making your body more sensitive to insulin. Those are the two most important steps for you to take if you're dealing with low T. You'll know you're successful. You'll know you're on the right track because you'll start to lose body fat. And you won't have to lift weights to do it, by the way. You'll notice that you're starting to lose weight and start to lose body fat simply by making your body more sensitive to insulin and reducing your exposure to testosterone. There's also great nutrients that you can take. Zinc is very important for the anabolic response, for the muscle building response. It's extremely important for testosterone. One of the things that happens with testosterone over time is the body will actually turn it into estrogen. And you can actually slow down that response, that testosterone into estrogen, male hormone into female hormone response by using zinc, which is a great aromatase inhibitor. The enzyme that does that work is called aromatase, and by inhibiting aromatase, you can keep your testosterone levels up. But the most important thing to do for low T is to reduce insulin resistance. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it, Isaac. All right, that's all we got time for today. I've been talking to a lot of you guys on the phone the past couple of weeks. I've been giving all our listeners, we've been talking a lot about the bright side philosophy, but I haven't really talked about one thing in specific. So tomorrow I want to take a little digression. I want to talk about how degenerative disease develops in a simple and easy to understand fashion so that we can all have the information and the power, because information is power. We can all have the information and power to reverse our degenerative disease processes no matter what is showing up in our lives. We'll do that tomorrow on the bright side, so you're going to want to tune into that. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks so much for joining us, friends. Alex Jones is next on most of these stations. We will talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Have you heard? Proactive Plus is faster and better than ever. Stay tuned for a 1,000,000 bottle giveaway, and you'll also receive free shipping. Do you have troubled skin? Acne? Well, we have great news. With Proactive Plus, your acne can heal, and you can help prevent new breakouts from happening. Don't miss this limited time offer. Give us a call at 800-538-5252 because we're going to let 1,000,000 people try Proactive Plus risk-free and get 2 free gifts and also receive free shipping when you call right now. You heard it. This offer won't last long. So call Proactive Plus now and you'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial of Proactive Plus, 2 free extras, and free shipping. Call 800-538-5252. This is our exclusive radio offer, never on TV. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive Plus with free shipping. That's right, free shipping. Don't wait. Call 800-538-5252. That's 800-538-5252.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237.